morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, a public announcement. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Extra, extra. Hear all about it. Yes, this yours truly, Mazelle Knowles. I just want to say to a lot of people within the workplace, whether you're in the private or public sector, anything that God has blessed you with to do to earn a living, you need to welcome that, embrace that, and do it to your best ability. You know, some of y'all make so much excuses just so y'all wouldn't work. Y'all to work and don't want work. Y'all had gut. Back in the day when we were small, say they need to go on silence. That's what we say when we try. They need to go on silence. Silence is a place where back in the day, when we were little children, we thought only crazy people used to be. But as you grow older and realize, you know that no, they have, it's just a regular place where old folks home and it's like a regular hospital, okay? But when we were small, we didn't thought it. Because that was a statement, you know. When you say, oh, that person went to silence, we thought only crazy people used to go there. But no. I repeat, no, it is not so. You go there for counseling, the best go there. You know, it's all kind of things. It's just a regular hospital. But that was a statement that we made when we were kids, implying that. Because we heard the older folks back then used to say it, implying that, and we, you know, you learn from the older folks, you know. But a lot of y'all on the job, right? I have nothing against Christian. I grew up in church. I was baptized by Pastor L.V. McMillan. I don't know if that is L.V., but Pastor McMillan from the Grandstand Seventh-day Adventist Church when I was 10 years old. That's many moons ago. The good pastor has since passed on to glory. I thank him. But I was baptized. You heard me. I was baptized at the age of 10 in the Grandstand Seventh-day Adventist Church. I did say in one of my videos that I used to go full-time to the Grandstand Seventh-day Adventist Church on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, I used to go full-time to Faith Temple Church of God, what used to be in Palmdale. So I was a full-time member to two churches. Yes. And when I got older, like around 15, just before my last year of high school, I made a decision of which church that I want to really stay in. And so I still visit the Adventist Church, you know. So I stayed in Faith Temple and I still visit the Adventist Church. So my mother never really take me to church like that. She visited the Seventh-day Adventist Church once or twice with us, but she have never went to Faith Temple Church. She have never took me to church. So I used to take myself to church and my siblings to church. Okay, let's establish that. So I know that there is a God. And I know that we should want to live our best life. We should want to live our best life and be pleasing the things we do unto Him. Okay? But I am appalled at how much people using the word Christianity as a way to get by. And see, it's supposed to mask the wrong that they do, you see. And you have people in the workplace talking about they speaking in tongues and they preaching and they up in the church and this and that. But yet, every time you look around, you hold the government job. Every time you look around, you got somewhere to go. Every time you look around, you coming to work late. And you think it's your God-given right to walk in whatever time. Every time you look around, you're trying to leave and sneak out early. But then you want to watch people? How dare you? Yeah, I asked the question, how dare you? Only a fool can see through you. You kidding yourself? And these are the same people who are trying to kiss up underneath the people who we call the big wigs. The big wigs are like the big chiefos or the big in charge. They like to kiss up underneath them. And trying, while they're kissing up underneath them, they trying to whatever, to be in the good graces so they can continue doing what they do. You see? But Caesar ain't even in the mix. Caesar ain't in the mix. There's so many people who need job. So many people who have job. But you have it and you're doing a bunch of crap with it. You're doing a bunch of crap with it. People can't even ask you to do nothing. Your own boss can't ask you to do nothing. You wait for somebody else to do your work while you to work, and your boss asks you to do this, asks you to do that, and you always have an excuse why you can't do what your boss asks you to do. They holler, teamwork. Teamwork is the dream work. Teamwork can't be the dream work if you're in the right team or you willing to be a team member. But if you're not willing to be a team member, the team, they ain't going nowhere. And sometimes the leaders of the team, they ain't doing what they supposed to. And cause the other members who are the leaders of the team to fall off and fall slack. And sometimes they want that. But you can't mind that. Even if you're not the leader of the team. Once you're on that team, you need to pull up your socks, your posts. Every team member got something they need to do. And you need to do what you're supposed to do. And it's hard to see the workplace as a team for some people. Because I had a problem with it personally. When I was in college doing my criminal paralegal, and they asked us to be on a team, I didn't want to be on a team. I asked them why we can't do it by ourselves. Because I know teams. I've been in college before. I know I've been doing other teams in college. And I realized that I don't like the idea of everybody on the team, but only 2 people doing the work and 4 people extra who on the team getting the praises and didn't do nothing and smiling up to get the same accolade. I don't think that's fair. So I have a way of fixing that. When they ask us to be in the team to do this team project, and they say we have to do it in team, we was a 6-member team. 3 of the team members, in fact, I step back. I always usually be a leader wherever I go, but I took a back step because I always do that. I always try to take a back step first so I can give others the opportunity to take the lead. You know, I don't think I should always be in the lead. I always try to step a little back and to see how things working, but I am too intelligent. You don't need a degree to be intelligent. I'm too intelligent to let somebody lead me in the path of darkness, okay? Because I like my A if I'm going to be doing a school project, all right? So the person who they had selected for the team, it was they fight to be in the team so they can say, I'm the team member. You know, you have some people like that. They want to be in the position, but they can't carry the position. They can't handle the position. They don't know where to start, even though they have a mandate. And this person who was given the charge, she, within the first week, I can't be dealing with this. But then you can't be dealing with that. You need to go back to the lecturer and let the lecturer know. See, they want to be the team leader and get the accolade for being the team leader without doing the work, knowing they're not capable. Okay? So I tell them that you need to go back to the lecturer and let the lecturer decide who you're going to choose as members of this team to be the team leader, because it's obvious you are the team leader. You accept to be the team leader, and now you're saying you can't do it. But you want us to do everything while you still remain the team leader. It's not going to work for me. If you can't be the leader that you're supposed to, you're going to need to step down, and somebody else can have to be that leader, because I'm not going to be doing it underneath you. I'll have to go to lecture myself. I don't play that. I don't play that. Okay? And so the lecturer let us decide, and everyone decided that I will be the team leader. I didn't speak up because I wanted to be the team leader. I speak up because on my watch, you ain't gonna come looking for no accolade and always want me to do the work. It's not gonna happen. Because at the end of the day, teamwork could be a dream work. It could be once all members are on board. Suffice it to say, the team worked excellent. We got everything done. We did an excellent project. My team became the leader. We got the highest score. Yes, because I am that person. Yes, to have on your team. I am that person to have on your team. Yes, in everything I do, I strive for excellence. Okay? But when I was given the presentation as the leader for my team, I did something that needed to be done in the last colleges that I've attended, and I didn't speak out. And I was wrong for remaining silent. It's like you can't remain silent. It's something that needs to be said. Hello? Regardless of who get hurt by it. But it's a way to say it still. Well, after giving my presentation, because you have other lecturers there, you have all kinds of college students there, it's in front of hundreds of people, even maybe 2,000 people, and I tell them point blank, as I was introducing my team, I introduced before, but I went back and introduced my team after. And you know what I said on introducing my team after? I called out each team member, I said, and what they were supposed to be doing as a part of the team to make this presentation the way it was for them, right? And so I called the name and I said the contribution that each, they were on their A game, they made contribution, is 3 members of my team that made no contribution. They made no contribution. They did nothing. They didn't even come to a meeting. They never come to a session. They never even check. Because when people know you're in a team, some people just want to ride that wave. You understand me? But they want the accolade. They are not going to do the groundwork. I wasn't having that. I put in too much effort. I went over and beyond to get us to the level we were to. Okay? And therefore, I was not accepted the mediocrity. And I let them know. And because that grade was the deciding factor whether they should continue college or not, because with that particular grade, if you didn't get above C and above, that grade was also deciding that you would not be able to pass the course. I don't care. If you know it was that important, if you knew it was that important, you should have worked together with everybody. If that didn't mean nothing to you, then go and do your grade, the whole course all over again. Spend your money and do it all over again because it was not important to you. Okay? You wasn't dead. You wasn't bedridden. And you wasn't in the hospital. Okay? Okay? So other than that, you need to do the whole course over if that was the deciding factor. And sure enough, 3 of them end up dropping out of college because they realized they'll have to do the course all over. I wasn't having it. I do not care and I do not stutter. I spend nights, I spend time, I took days off on vacation and casual leave just to get me to the level I needed to be. And I put in the sacrifice. Even if they did attend 1, 2, or 3 sessions, I would allow them to have had that grade. You ain't attend no session. You ain't even make a phone call and you had number. When I call you, you don't even answer. And you think you deserve something? And that's what's wrong with our society. We need to call it as we see it. A lot of people floating around in these workplaces, they don't do nothing all Jesus Day. And a million work can be found to do. But they decide they'll be floating. They'll be floating. And then when time for promotion time, they got the loudest mouth. They got the loudest mouth. You being present to work don't mean you're working. You being there every day don't mean you're doing something every day. Okay? It's too much work to sit down and play a game than to do. Alright? Everybody is on equal footing when you work for a company. If that company isn't owned by your mother, your father, or your uncle, who might love you to death and let you get away with some things, if that company ain't owned by them, everybody in the workplace is on equal footing. Don't care who position you hold, you're on equal footing. Which means that the same rules and regulations that apply to the janitress is the same rules and regulations that apply to the boss. Ain't no different. And just how the janitress need to adhere to rules and regulations, so does the boss. Now, that breeds a question. The question is, so what kind of boss will you be? Will you be a boss that someone can look up to? Or you would be a boss that nobody wants nothing to really do with, nobody wants, would never look up to, and people avoid with a plague because not only because your position, some people are intimidated by people's position, they stay away or whatever, but also because of your nasty attitude towards your subordinates. Also your disregard for the workplace. Your disrespect for time and the things that need to be done. You show up when you want to be seen. And other than being seen, and you can't be seen, you're upset. So don't you think maybe you might be in the wrong field? You know, some people need to decide whether they're in the right field. Some people realize they choose the wrong calling because you know what? They follow friends while they're in the college. Oh, they only into one thing. Oh, you make plenty money from this. Plenty money. Plenty money. How you make plenty money? Because you come to thief people money? You using it to steal people money? Steal people property? That's how you can make plenty money from it? 21/7 third world country. Don't care how good we got everything the first world got, but we still third world. We have everything the first world got, but we still third world. Our thinking is still third world. Because we want a pat on the back, even when we do wrong. We want a pat on the back when we do wrong. We sit up and smile up at the people in the high office and thing, and we think they get our back for the wrong we do. We think they get the back for the wrong we do. Every time you look, you're this way, that way, the next. Back in the day when I started working and I was going to school, I had to go to school for 6 o'clock or after. You could not go on to school while you're supposed to be getting Caesar what Caesar is. And now everybody and their grandma trying to go to school on people's time. Okay? Or trying to use people's time to be doing their school. You hear what I say? You could have never done that. You get so much freeness and you're still having a problem. You ever see in the workplace and people watching you? The people who watching you never there. They ain't even the time you there all the time. They ain't even a quarter of the time there like that. They always got excuse why they out, why they late, why they gotta go. Sometimes they ain't got excuse, they sneaking out. Call themselves Christian. Every time you look around, they then sneak out. Sneak out. You know what I'm saying? The whole aim is to sneak out. No one never know if they go or come. That's stealing. You stealing Caesar time. Caesar see what you do. And people with discernment of spirit see exactly what you do. See straight through you. Deceitful heart. Deceitful heart. You understand me? See straight through you. see straight through you. Okay? They see straight through you. So you only kidding yourself. You only kidding yourself. And that's why I always say, because I feel a lot of people who say they're Christians, they give people such a negative attitude towards people with who saying they're Christian, because the people see the things they do. Okay? I as a person, I don't subject myself to one church. I ain't been to my church, but I've been going to for years. I go to everybody else church. I be in church all the time. I should have been in church yesterday, but I had to work. Sometimes I can't go where I want to go, or should, as a point of duty, go sometime, because I have to render to Caesar what is Caesar. If I mind the things that I need to do as a duty, I will stay in church every Friday and Wednesday. Because every time you look around, one of my co-worker dead, one of my family dead, one of my cousin dead. Every time a person who you work with, they might work in the same building as you, but you work with them because they got come in contact with you all the time, and you got to deal with them every day, and you been conversation, you get to know them, and you've been knowing them for 30, 40, 50 years. They dead. All at the church, the best preaching is went to the funeral. To me, the best preaching is when you go to the funeral. I don't know if pastors be hot then, but every funeral I go, that's be the best preaching. Pastor then must be extra hot when they funeral time. Okay? They be the best preaching. That's why a lot of people is attend funeral. But it's not because you just want to go for the person who died. You want to hear the message too. But then I know so much people, and if you mind how much people I really know, I'll stay in the funeral every Friday, every Saturday. Today I should have been to another funeral. I just can't do it. The human body can't do it. It's too much. Somebody was so good to bring me a pamphlet from the funeral yesterday. I thank God for them, and I give my love in the air, my respects in the air. That's how I can do it. I say in the air, like the plane do in the air, And I say to myself, you gotta be careful what you trying out there. You sneaking out every day from work. Every day you got a lunch hour. You come late. You got a lunch hour, and you still want leave early. All I see is the time. That's stealing. You didn't count it as stealing, eh? That's stealing. You're stealing Caesar time. Time is the most precious gift anybody can have, A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people say if they just had enough time to do this. Because time makes a difference. Time do make a difference. If they just had enough time to get some monies up together. If they just had enough time to be able to finish this project. They just had enough time they would be successful. They would be on their A game, or they would have been alive. If I just had a more time to spend with my grandchildren before I leave, but their time was up. They knew their time was up. Some people know when they're going to die. Yes, they do. Okay? And their time is up. So you stealing the most precious gift from Caesar time. And then when you're there, you still ain't want to do nothing. You're making an excuse to do things. Somebody, suppose you want someone wait for you. So who died and make you Queen Elizabeth? Even Queen Elizabeth worked till to the end. Signing this, signing that, appearing here, saying this, doing that. And y'all, even Queen, and don't want to wake. Oh, what is that? Y'all get the wrong impression of what a queen is. Y'all think a queen was just sitting down looking pretty. Y'all don't see days work, eh? Y'all don't see days work, eh? Y'all better go look at history. I read what they be doing. Days work. Y'all get the impression, oh, I'm a queen. Being a queen means you was a worker. You's a worker. Oh, you think this the beehive where the queen bee sitting in the hive. She still got to work. She got to produce the children, eh? She got to produce the babies, eh? She still got to work. Oh, work harder than the rest. Even though they work around to keep her comfortable because they know she got to go through trouble. And when she can't produce, what they do? Yang her prong and kill her. That means she ain't waited no more. Check out, you all need to read, man. Check it out. Read about how the bees operate. Even the queen, the beehive, got to wake. Her work is pushing out bees. Doing them babies. That's a job. That's a job. She had a job. Everybody have a job. And have to produce it. You getting paid and don't want to produce. And getting mad because somebody else don't stand in the gap for you to do your job. Your hand ain't broke. Making excuses because you don't want to work. They won't come to work trying to play what? They as untouchable. Those things you all see on TV, they don't happen in real life, sweetie. A lot of those things you all see on TV don't happen in real life. When you go on YouTube and you look at some real things what happening in real life, you see life is dealing you some heavy blows. Life is be dealing you some heavy blows. So them little fake other things what is be on TV, they ain't real. A lot of them go by strip. You know what strip mean? Reality TV. A lot of them still go by strip. You think they can be causing all their drama naturally? People ain't that stupid in their right mind. They can put drama so people can have something to watch. Have sense so people can have something to watch. Back then, how they get so tight? How they get so tight? You know in the Bahamas when you get mad with someone, you don't speak for days. You don't speak for, when you're little children, you don't speak for weeks. Then one day you're lonely, someone play by the fence, you come play him too. That time you're looking at each other. Trying to see who playing better. Then before you know the two, you're not playing back together. That's how it was when you was young. You're playing back together. You was only cutting up. That's what people say. You're only cutting up. Cutting up with each other. You know you ever wanted to play together. You know, this reality. You on the man workplace. Do what you are paid to do. Stop making excuses. Okay? Stop making excuses. And if the job too much at the time, especially if you're dealing with plenty different officers, and it's this one pulling you this way, the next one pulling you this way, tell the person, I'm doing something for this person now. When I finish, I'll come back to you. But don't leave the person hanging and say, oh, I can't do it because of this. That should not be an excuse in your mouth because you want someone else to do your work. But you there every day, but you want someone else to do your work. It's something called medical board. They need to start medically go around these government office, medically boarding these people who every time you look around they off on white because they say they medical. That's what the medical board is for. Who making these decisions? That's what the medical board is for. Y'all better get it right. Yeah. I trying to make sure it get better, not worse. That's what medical board, they call some medical board. When you can't be to work like a regular person all the time and you off, they medically board you and they pay you so much and then you get your, if you get your little stipend or whatever, and you make way for people who could be there all the time. Life is cruel, yes it is. But it has rules and regulations. Got these people kissing up and then you trying to make other people who working hard accountable for them. So someone's supposed to be a donkey then. Someone's supposed to be a donkey then. And y'all nasty ways, boss, y'all need to learn to approach and when people tell y'all no, accept it for what it is because you need to do right. If you can't get your secretary and your people to work, who problem that is? You have the problem. You are part of the problem because it is a solution. You don't want to make the decision, that's on you. But you can't fault nobody else because you can't get somebody else to work while your secretary sitting down playing pretty. Hello? It's on you, dummy. It's on you. You heard me. It's on you, dummy. Having a degree don't make you smart. It's on you, dummy. If you have a secretary who don't hardly want to do what you're supposed to and you help make an excuse for her, knowing she ain't even respect you, you just as bad as her because it's on you, dummy, to make the decision. And you haven't made the decision. You can't fault no other staff to do what your secretary supposed to do. If she's sitting there and want to do what you want her to do. You need to make the decision, dummy. And stop trying to hold things against somebody else because you can't use somebody else. Because you scared to make the decision. Go make the decision, dummy. You heard me. Over and out.